Hi everyone, this is Lisa with Shabby Time Boutique, and on my last video we made this tag together. It's a steampunk tag that I'm making for somebody, and you just followed me along as I worked on it. And this next, I'm still making tags, so I thought I'd do another one, and you can watch if you want to, and maybe learn something with me. So that's what we're gonna do. So I have another tag. This one, however, is not the same size. You can tell it's smaller by about maybe 1/4 inch on the sides and 1/2 inch on the ends. This bigger one I bought at, I think, Michael's in a pack, the chipboard. And then this one I just used like a cereal box or some kind of cardboard that you get, like a shoe box, but it's a thicker one, so I'm thinking a cereal box, and cut it out on with my die cutter. And what I've done since that is I put this really pretty birdcage paper on it, and I used whoops, I'm trying to knock everything over. I used some of Tim Holtz's Distress Oxide Vintage Photo around the edges, and then I also cut and put on this little hole punch guard. I put one on each side. So that's where I'm at, and I want this one to be a little simpler. So what I'm gonna do is, I have this stamp. It's a red rubber stamp that I bought a while ago, and I'm still learning how to stamp. This happened before I learned that I have to wash them. Believe it or not. Yep, I just wipe it off. Okay, but the image is still fairly good. So I want to put this image on. It's a steampunk woman. And wouldn't that be a great name for a song? Steampunk woman, I love your gears. Yeah, whatever, huh? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp this with Vintage Photo, but this is going to be with Distress ink instead of the Distress Oxide, because I want a little bit of a softer image. So I'm just going to ink this up. Yeah, I love that. That would be a great name for a song. Do you guys ever get a song stuck in your head? That sometimes they're pretty crazy, huh? The song. So the one I've had in my head today, and my son and my daughter will recognize it immediately. And it's like dun 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 dun, and that is the Klingon War song from Star Trek. Yeah, why do we think of those things? Okay, I'm going to... Oh, I didn't get enough over here. Sometimes right there. There we go. Right there. Okay, let's try that. And okay, you guys, those of you who know how to do stamping, if you see things that I'm doing that are like stamping heresies or sacrilegious acts of a stamp, please let me know, because I want to learn how to stamp well so that I can have nice images on my projects. So far, nobody's complained, but do people really complain when you give them things? Okay, there we go. Well, that's not too bad. You can see the gears, and that's what I wanted. Can you see her okay? Isn't she pretty? Yep. Okay, so I will remember to wash this when I'm done. And now what I want to do is, oh, I was working with some wet ink before I started this, so there, that's probably better for you to see, isn't it? And wait for that to dry a little bit. Let me help it along here. There we go. Alright, now I have this flip out, I guess you call it, for little journal notes. And I was thinking it'd be cool to put a little flip out here, and then she is coming out of that. And then if you're reading or whatever and you want to make a note about the book that you're doing, then you could just flip this out and make a little note on there. Oh, but you know what? I was going to change this. I don't like it that way. So let me see what I've got here. That's too big. That, oh, that, no. You know, this one might work. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, I'm going to use that. And then, those of you who haven't seen my last one on the tag, this is embellishment glue stick by Pioneer that you can get for like $1.49 in the craft store, believe it or not. And then we'll put that right like so. Yeah, I think I like it in the corner, a little offset, a little off center. And as you can see, I distressed all of this paper. I didn't tea dye. Oh, look it. But it doesn't matter, right? Because this is the part that gets glued. That's why I didn't do it. So, haha. But yeah, I distressed all this too. Okay. I think I'm going to use my gun for that. I have been having problems with this gun. The glue strip has been coming off or breaking, and so I'm thinking maybe I'm applying too much pressure or not enough pressure, or I don't know what. I haven't had a chance to go on to YouTube and figure it out. Okay, and I want it to open this way. See, so I have it all glued up. And I'll put this down right there. There. So then, the person who gets this, if they want to make notes on their tag, they can do that. Wasn't that fun? The reason I'm quiet is I'm seeing this and it looks more distressed on one side than the other, so I'm going to just take the pad and give it a little more. Oh, there we go. That's good. And then, you know, sometimes this is like washing a wall. If you haven't washed your walls in a long time. Okay, I know who does that, right? But I used to. And if you wash your wall or dust in a spot, or you know how it goes, And then you have this one little clean spot and everything else is dirty. And so of course you have to wash the entire wall or scrub the entire floor or whatever if you're OCD. I don't claim to be. I've been accused of it. So anyway, my point is that doing the inking on the sides sometimes for me is like that, because if I think, oh, there's a little bit of not as dark spot there, and then I do it and then it gets darker than the other side, and I do that, and then before you know it, I've done the whole thing again. But it looks all right. It looks all right. One thing I'm learning is to be kind to myself and be forgiving of myself. So that helps a lot, actually. Okay, now if you remember on the last one, I used this really cool trim that my daughter, quote unquote, gave me. I actually lifted it from her, but anyway. Becca, thank you. I have the rest of it here that I think I'm going to put around this edge. Now all I have to do is be careful not to glue it. I think it'll go open okay. Yeah, it should be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And when I was doing this the last time, I kind of had the shakes, and I think it was, or not shakes, you know, just tremors. And I have issues with that anyway, and so I was having a tough time, and they've kind of subsided, so I have a little better control over my glue gun now. And what I'm doing is, you may not be able to see it from the angle of the camera, but instead of putting it flat on the paper, I'm kind of angling it as I glue it down so that it's gonna, see there, it's gonna stick out a little bit. And that's perfectly fine. I just noticed that I didn't distress the back, so let me just real quick do that. Thought I had this all prepared. Now I know I have my little thingy I could be using, but I really just wanted this to be a shorter video, and now it's going to be longer because I didn't prep it right. Silly moi. Okay, and then we can just kind of go over that. There, I think that's good. Let's get this. Okay, now we're ready to move on with the trim. It's funny, you know, when we, oh, and I'm doing kind of like a basting corner, sort of, on these corners. You know how you turn it and fold it when you're basting a quilt or a blanket. Go. Yeah, I think that's going to be just fine to be able to open that up and write on it. Bring this along. Now, when I glue, and I may have mentioned this in my other videos, but when I glue a trim on or something like that, I like to glue into it. I don't like to start from underneath the trim and then glue outward. And the reason is because usually when I first squeeze the trigger, I get a bit more glue than once I start going. So if I started from under the trim, I'd get a glob of glue under there and then come out. But if I start here and go into it, it just works out better for me. So I don't know how you guys do it. Why don't you leave a comment and let me know, are you a inward or an outward? Do you tend to put the glue inward towards the trim or outward away from the trim? Oh, that didn't come out good. Well, I can fix that. Never fear. Oh, I'm just barely has her nose under it. Yeah, when you probably noticed I put her over a little too much to the left, but you work with what you got. It's better than starting over on my tag. And the person who gets this, unless they watch this video, which I doubt will ever happen, won't know. One of the things I'm trying to change about myself is when I present people with something that I've made, whether it's giving it to them or showing it to them, unless it's you guys, because this is for educational purposes in my mind. I want you to learn something so you can know all the mistakes I make as far as crafting goes. But my point is that a lot of times when I've noticed when we give things to people or we're sharing a project with people, we immediately point out all our mistakes. Oh, I messed up right there. See how that little thing is, and oh, I got the glue too flat over here. And instead of, you know, just saying, hey, look at this, look what I made, and letting them come to their own conclusions. Okay. So anyway, I don't know why I do that. Maybe because I want to point out my mistake before they do. Who knows? It's a psychological wonder. Okay. There we go. And again, for me, I like to put it through the front first, towards the back, the part that goes in the hole. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue there so that when I close it, oh, I went up, didn't I? Well, that was dumb. And you shouldn't put yourself down either when you make a mistake. So shame on me. Oh, I just did it again. Ha ha ha. Okay. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm saying. So, there. That'll come off. I'm going to let it dry a little bit and then I'm going to peel it off. There. Okay, do I like it like that? I think I do. I had these little tiny, teeny weeny flowers that I got. I don't know. You know, if I put something there, it's going to take away from her. I could do a little Just a little dusty rosy sort of thing. I like the lighter with all that dark. But see, this is me. If somebody else were making it that I know, they would put like all black. All black. It looks good with all black. No, it doesn't. We're all brown. Now see, if I do that, I'm going to have to do it over here too because I like balance. I'm thinking what I want to do with this. I didn't anticipate running into this. To open that. Oh, it opens good. I like the way it opens. Yeah, by angling that trim out, it gave room for this to open pretty flat. Well, I'm drawing a blank here, you guys. I'm so sorry. My mind is tired today, and I probably shouldn't be videoing. If I do that, I was thinking if I put like, not bling, but appliques, unless they're very dark appliques like ecru or even darker, I would have to tone it down. Oh, I just got an idea. Hang on. I don't know if you can hear me. I bet you this will work. Oh yeah. I had some, this is why you never get rid of anything. And this is why crafters, if they're women, their husbands say, really? You're keeping that? And you say, oh, yes, I am. Anyhow, I kept this scrap piece of lace. And isn't that pretty? It's a cotton lace. And I made it into a bow just in case someday I needed it. And I put these little white flowers on that I got from the Dollar Tree. And I distressed the white flower, turn it brown, and look at that. It's going to go right there. That I love. Yep, covers up that icky glue I messed up on, and it's going to be awesome. So, that's it. Thank you for bearing with me. So, even when you're tired, if you take the time and don't freak out thinking, oh my God, I'm on camera, everybody's waiting for me to say something. Okay, I'm just going to hold that a minute. And I even like the way it sticks out there, so that is a done deal. There's my other tag, and welcome to the world of Shabby Time Boutique Steampunk. Lisa's Steampunk. Alright, thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you want. I got more to come. Yeah, make it a good one and go craft something.